So this is what we got so far. An alleged multi-state human trafficking ring forced immigrant women into prostitution. The mysterious offings of former police officers in South Florida, attacks against police officers in New York, the arrest of a drug dealer in Chicago. Local and federal officials state that these apparently unrelated crimes have a common denominator. The Tren D Argue, a transnational criminal gang that originated in Venezuela prison and has slowly made its way south and north in recent years. They say it's now operating in the United States. The scale of its operation is yet unknown, but crimes attributed to the alleged members of the gang have worried elected officials, and some Republican members of Congress have asked the Biden administration, quote, to formally designate the vicious gang as a transnational criminal organization. For several years, the criminal group has terrorized South American countries, including Venezuela, its country of origin, as well as Bolivia, Colombia, Chile, and Peru. So what you're looking at this moment in time is some of the Venezuelan immigrants trying to commit a break-in the Colorado apartment building, right? You see two men and you see two women. They're obviously doing something wrong because you can clearly see them trying to cover their faces. The one in the red shirt, the one in the blue. You see the other man with the blue shorts on. He got the t-shirt clearly over his head because obviously they're trying to do something they know that they're not supposed to be doing. And in this instance here, you can clearly see gang members rolling up hoodies, sunglasses, right? And they got weapons, and they're going directly into an apartment building. And you can see the clear-cut aftermath of all of these gangs rolling through the apartment buildings with all of the belongings of people thrown directly out of said apartment buildings. And it has also been stated that these gang members have taken over at least 2 apartment complexes in said area. And again, for whatever reason, you don't have anybody federally or locally doing anything about it. It's also been stated that the gangs are collecting rent, and also the landlords can't do anything about it. So again, you have a takeover. You are literally looking at a takeover, what some would say maybe a small scale, but just imagine if this goes left unchecked, how many more areas, apartments around the United States could very much end up and look just like this.
So there are several buildings actually under the same ownership, out-of-state ownership, that have fallen to these Venezuelan gangs. I'm trying to walk it back and do the investigation as to how there's a concentration of Venezuelans in these 3 buildings. Somebody put them there and somebody funded it, whether it's federal government or not. We're trying to find out who these gangs apparently are attracted to where there's a concentration of Venezuelan migrants. And so they've in fact have kind of pushed out the property management through intimidation and then collected the rents. We have now or have had, it is ongoing operations with a task force of local law enforcement, state law enforcement partners, and federal law enforcement partners to root them out. And arrests have been made, but these operations are still ongoing.
With the arrests that have been made, are these confirmed gang-affiliated members?
You know, this is an organized criminal effort. Whether it's Tren de Aragua, that remains to be seen. But it really doesn't matter. I mean, if they're Venezuelan migrants and they're conducting crime in an organized manner, they're a problem.
So so you're able to confirm that this Venezuelan gang has indeed taken over at least some of the buildings. You're saying at least 2 of the 3. And what I just heard from you is you don't know how they ended up there. And you even made a suggestion that they could have been sent there by federal officials. I heard you suggest. I mean, do you have any reason to believe that to be the case?
So here's the problem. I think we're a victim of a failed policy at the southern border because what you have, Venezuela does not according to my law enforcement, Venezuela does not cooperate with the United States in sharing criminal histories. You've had a third of the country leave. You've had these massive waves of migrants coming across the border that many of them crossed the border illegally, were arrested, asked for political asylum, were not adequately vetted, were released into the country. The city of Aurora, we did everything we could to quite frankly keep them out of the city because it's not our problem. This is a federal problem. This is a problem borne by the federal government. But what we're trying to find out, and what I believe occurred, was that federal agencies worked with some of our local nonprofits and put them there. Now, most of these people are very good people. But there's a criminal element that, from what I understand, what law enforcement is briefing me, that often follows them, intends to exploit them within their own migrant community. And so we believe that is happening now. Now we're the 51st largest city in America with over 400,000 in population. This is only several apartment complexes.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, I'm not going to surrender any part of this city to a criminal element.
With all due respect, it's no longer, I mean, just in the hands of the feds when you've got, we've heard reports that this gang has green-lighted its members to attack your local police. What are you doing about that, Mayor?
Well, we're aware of that in the Denver metropolitan area, that there are elements of Tren de Aragua here. And so, we're, in terms of how our police operate, the tactics, what they're doing to protect themselves, is our number one priority.
Sensational.
Now, something I wanted to showcase was the demographics of Colorado, right? It says white alone percent is 86%. Black or African American, 4.8. American Indian, 1%. Asian, 3.8. Native Hawaiian or other, 0.2. Two or more races or mixed, 3.5. Hispanic or Latino percent, 22. So we can clearly see, right, that there is a majority clear cut in California. My problem with this is that not too long ago, you had a lot of true Americans, a lot of patriots, right? They wanted to take up arms when they happened to see Black Lives Matter, right? You had the black conservatives, and you also had the white conservatives, right? Everybody was up and raised like, oh, look at what Black Lives Matter. Look at these protesters. Nothing is peaceful. They're burning down this and doing that. And right. And they wanted to go online and basically state that at any given moment in time, they would literally come through and shut down the whole country, right? They would deliver order whenever there's chaos, right? But whenever we would have a school incident take place, none of these patriots, none of these conservatives seemingly showed up to protect or to give out this show of force, right? Whenever we had any type of mall incidences or anything at a carnival, they never showed up to give or show a sign of force, right? And case in point, this Colorado, where are all of these people to bring up a show of force? I'm expecting, a whole bunch of white boys to roll up in, some 4x4s, with machine guns in tow, with a whole bunch of ammunition to put everything on lock so that the government can come through and straighten everything out. But that is not what I am seeing at this moment in time. They are pretty much standing down and standing away from this situation. But now I remind everybody that when there was a time where Black Lives Matter was a thing and you had all of these protests, anybody that was not black had an opinion and stated how it was that they sided with the conservatives and how it was that these protests were wrong and how it was that everybody needs to be locked up and thrown in prison and how it was that they would all show up for the country that they love so much and honor so much, that they would make sure that would never happen again. They would make sure that Black Lives Matter would never come into their community and burn down anything, because if they did, it would be war. But yet the moment in time where you could actually have a type of war, because People in America need your assistance, need your help. Magically, none of these men are nowhere to be seen. Isn't that amazing? Isn't it funny how they're not making TikTok videos trying to showcase all of their armaments, of them marching anywhere? Like, where are all of those groups, right? The whole right side, the deep right side. Where are all of those Caucasian men who like to come through with, all of their gear, their shields, and, they want to wave the flag and Confederate this and Confederate that? Where are they to start marching in the areas where these migrants are, where they're taking over these apartment buildings on American soil? Where are they at? Like, where's the buses? Where's the U-Hauls? Where's the coach? But I don't see any of that taking place. Nor do I see a call out on social media for them to come through either. I find it very, very suspicious. But like I said before, I guess because they're not black, nobody really cares.
Now everybody is seeing what I have seen for the last couple years.
A group of migrants tried to board a school bus this morning while it was traveling to a school. The superintendent for the Humul del Zura Union School District informed parents of that incident earlier today. It happened at one of the stops on the school district's bus route that heads to Oak Grove Middle School and Humul Primary. Meanwhile, yesterday afternoon, in a similar area along another route, the superintendent says that a group of migrants tried to stop another bus. Border Patrol, CHP, and the Sheriff's Office have now been informed of these incidents. The superintendent says that for the safety of everyone, if a driver sees a group of migrants at a bus stop, they will drive past it and move on to the next.
So this is where we are. We are at the point in time where anybody can come directly into the United States and pretty much do whatever it is that they want to do. They can take over whatever it is that they want to take over, and they can also get paid for doing so. What I mean by that is the United States government giving some of these migrants $4,000, $9,000, $15K a month in order to live and to be here in the United States and to commit the crimes that they want to commit, along with giving them the money and the funding in order to buy illegal armaments. Because for the life of me, somebody has to tell me how it is that these immigrants are able to come here with nothing and end up with so many armaments. They have more arms than most Americans. So somebody has to explain it to me. Where are they getting the money? Where are they getting the funding? Right? Who are they getting these things from? So again, it's a lot, but this is coming to a place near you. You can bet your top dollar on that one. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this video and everything that I stated in the comment description below. And as always, peace, love, and stay tuned for the next video.